everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Emily and head over to my channel to watch a few more of my videos, including weird and wonderful ones and then deep ones, as this is part of a series called Pillow Talk where I talk about deep things, topics, in a very brutally honest, open, raw way. Normally I do this at night in my pyjamas with no makeup on, because I quite like being raw, I like being honest, I like being open, and the whole kind of point of the series was to be getting ready for bed and talking on my pillows. I am talking on my bed currently today, but I do have the day off today, so I'm trying to get some content filmed for you guys on my day off, because I do find it quite difficult to fit that in around my job. So today's video is all about dating, currently dating, and then problems with relationships and stuff like that. Now I haven't done a sort of like a Q&A where I'm answering any questions. I'm just gonna pick topics that I come across most across social media, across sort of Facebook groups I'm in, and then obviously my own friends' problems and my problems as well. Very quickly, I'll try and like summarise it, even though, oh my god, it's such a massive story that I can't really summarise it. I'll summarise my recent or most recent relationship that ended just over a year ago. So I've been single for just over a year, but it was very traumatic. It wasn't very nice. It ended quite badly. So I basically, he was my first boyfriend, or first proper boyfriend I should say, and I should probably close the window, shouldn't I? Literally forever have got a stupid helicopter going above. So I basically fell for him very quickly, and I thought that what is going on? I basically fell for him really quickly, and I thought that to be honest, I thought that I would spend the rest of my life with him, which sounds really silly because I was only with him I think for just over a year. No, just under a year, I can't remember, which sounds really silly, but he was very, very clever and very, very emotionally manipulative. So I was pretty much told every day that he would never leave me, and even if we had issues he'd tell me and we'd sort them through and stuff like that. Like, obviously you kind of question, you're like, well, come on now, like every relationship has their issues, and like you're not gonna be with the person that you first met forever. I mean, some people obviously are, and I should sort of explain that quite unfortunately everyone in my family, I have a really small family, but every single one of them has basically either been with their first or second boyfriend, or, you know, both my auntie and uncle and my parents have both been married for like 27 years. Like, I call it unfortunate because I was brought up to think that that was normal, and then obviously in like today's dating society that's not normal, and like I've quite unfortunately had to learn the hard way about like dating and relationships and stuff like that. And basically I just fell for him, and he was just very clever. He was, well, I mean, I don't want to speak badly about him because I just wasn't the right person for him, and yes, he was a horrible person, but like I don't want to be like he was a bit of a psychopath. Yeah, he's just like, he was very clever and he was very manipulative, and it ended basically, he was in the army, he went on a thing called exercise, which is where they go away for it can be like a weekend or it can be a couple of weeks, and he had gone on exercise to a place that they go every year, and he had sort of explained to me that in the weekend in between these 2 weeks that they go on every year, that they always go on this night out, and it's kind of like what happens in Newcastle stays in Newcastle, which was lovely. Didn't think anything of it, and then basically like didn't message me for 24 hours, and I was like, hello, like what's going on? He eventually messaged me being like, oh, I'm really sorry, my friends were in a car accident and stuff like this. Essentially it turned out that he was just too busy having relations with someone else to message me, which was nice, and broke up with me over message 3 weeks later. So whilst he was seeing this other girl in Newcastle, who was basically lying to me the whole time, saying that his car had broken or that exercise had been extended, and no, just turned out he was seeing her, which was nice. And to make matters worse, he had bought me a puppy 3 weeks prior to this. So yeah, it wasn't very nice. And I'm going to talk a bit into the main things that stand out for me and probably hurt me the most, to just basically explain where I went wrong and hopefully help a few girls out there that might be going through the same thing. So firstly, so I basically met him by going on a date with his best friend, and it sounds really weird, but like 5 minutes into this date we were like, we're just going to be friends, aren't we? And it was really lovely, and me and this guy became like really, really close, and then through him I met my ex, and he hated the fact that we had gone on a date, like kept bringing it up and stuff like that, even though like I hadn't met him at this point, and this was literally like 4 months before I met him, 5 months before I met him, and it's literally like, stop bringing up my past. And he brought up my past a lot. He made me feel really awful for things that I'd done like a few years beforehand or something like that. Like, it was just really bizarre, because I was like, I'm not that person now, and I am fully faithful. Like, I was so into the relationship, I wouldn't even, like, my friends described it as I literally had blinkers on. Like, I was so unaware of everyone else, and he just didn't seem to believe that. But I do think there is, and he accused me of cheating like 3 times, and to the point where I literally had to like send him screenshots to like explain myself. And for starters, if you're having to do that, you're in the wrong relationship. Sorry, but there's no trust there, and a relationship without trust just is not worth it. Like, looking back on it now, the first time I should have been like, hang on, no, like I'm not having this. Like, it's ridiculous. For starters, I gave him no reason to think otherwise, but he just seemed to accuse me, which is quite funny considering that he cheated on me 4 times without me knowing. Obviously I didn't like taking back. I found this out like a year later because his current girlfriend messaged me, which was nice, telling me all of this. Still don't really know why. I just don't really get it. Like, and that's another thing that I will say, no matter how much you want to, like, of course, when a month after he broke up with me, he was posting photos of them together, of course I was like, well, that's pretty quick, wonder what's gone on there. Literally every fibre of my body was like, he's cheated on me. But was I going to message him and ask? No. Was I going to message her and be like, just be careful here? No, because that's horrible. One, he could be a completely different person with him, and am I going to force him to be with me? No, I'm not going to force him to be with me, because, like, at the end of the day, it's horrible and it hurts, but I would much rather have someone that wants to be with me than force someone who doesn't want to be with me, and it's horrible. And like, getting over exes, I think I'll talk a bit about this here. Getting over him was hard. Like, no one ever tells you how hard getting over someone is. No one prepares you. And I think because you constantly see these girls that break up with their exes and then they're with someone else like a few months later, and that's fine. If that's how you want to roll and that's how you get over someone, that's absolutely fine. But for the people that aren't over their ex and couldn't possibly think about getting with someone else, that was me. Like, I don't understand how people do that, because it literally took me probably a year to get over him. And I wouldn't say I'm over him, and to be fair, I quite quickly got over him, but I didn't get over what had happened. And I think there's quite a big difference there, in that, like, you can be completely over your ex, but you can't be over what happened. So, and my situation is very strange, because he broke up with me over message, didn't give me reasons why, basically, or gave me reasons why, but they were just ridiculous. Like, they were complete lies. They just didn't make sense in my head. And then I didn't get to see him, so I didn't get closure at all. So had to work through my brain, one, not getting closure, and then not really understanding what had happened, because sort of 2 days beforehand he was like messaging me that he missed me and loved me, and obviously he'd bought me a dog, so it was like really, really strange. And then almost a year later I got all of these messages from his current girlfriend, basically saying that he had cheated on me like 4 times, and he had said that he was only with me for convenience and stuff like that, like really, really horrible things. So I have had to get over something completely different to what I actually got over, because I'm now having to get over someone cheating on me, someone just being with me out of convenience, and this person I genuinely thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. We were going to move, like, he did half move into my flat at the time with me, so we technically like did live together for a bit, and we were looking at flats as well. So it's like a really hard thing that you can get over something and then something comes out, and that's often the case. Something else comes out and you're like, oh my god, I have to get over something completely different. And like, I just surrounded myself with my friends and I just said yes to everything, and I think that's quite a good way of getting over someone. Just say yes to everything. Even if it's like, do you want to go for a coffee? Just say yes. Like, in not being with yourself and not having to, like, to be honest, feel sorry for yourself. And it's absolutely fine to feel sorry for yourself, because I absolutely did. I sat at home in my bed and just cried for days, feeling sorry for myself, and it was horrible. And like, to be honest, I still don't know how I did it because just my whole world sort of broke down. But I'll talk a bit about that now, because basically he was so manipulative in a way that he basically turned me against all my friends, and in such a clever way that I didn't even realise what he was doing and what he was saying. So like, you know when you just have a little bit of a moan about your friends, and then they're like, oh, so like, I don't know how you're friends with her, like she does this all the time, she's such a horrible person, blah blah blah. They are slowly turning you away from your friends, because they don't want you to have those people around you, and they just constantly want you at their like beck and call, basically. And because they know what they're doing is horrible, they don't want your friends to be around you saying that, because otherwise you'll realise how horrible they are. But yeah, I will just double say, like, getting over exes is flipping hard. It's not meant to be easy. Don't worry if you're not over someone in a month or a year or 2 years. Like, it is your own mental, I don't know what to call it, but like, it's your own mental journey to get over someone, and no one can give you a prescribed, like, it's going to take this amount of time and this is what you need to do. It is in the end what works for you. And it also depends on obviously, like, if you've got a family with them or you're like married to them, it's completely different. But it definitely makes you stronger, and it definitely made me realise what I don't want. Like, if someone spoke to me the way that he used to speak to me now, I would be gone. And potentially I have turned into a bit of an ice queen, but I was an ice queen before my ex met me. He literally was like, it took me like a good 2 weeks to like break down your ice barrier, because I'm just a bit of an ice queen. But I mean, can you blame me? Like, my past experience of boys are all horrible. I don't know what it is, I don't know whether it's me, but like the amount of guys that I've had be horrible, like call me fat, or you know, say and do the things that my ex used to do. Are you really surprised that I turn around and I'm a bit of a like a, no, I'm not going to show any emotion to you until I trust you? And I think that's it. Like, don't get me wrong, I trust someone until proven otherwise. So it would not even cross my mind that he would cheat on me, my ex would cheat on me, but he did 4 times. But it wouldn't even cross my mind not to trust him. So I think if you've got seeds of doubt in your head, you've just got to question why. They've obviously given you a reason not to trust them, or potentially it is sort of a past experience. Because I'm really worried, to be honest. I'm really worried about my next relationship or the next guy I'm seeing, because I seriously doubt that I will be able to... God, sorry. I don't really know what came over me there. I think it's just like, it's really hard. It still hurts me, and I literally hate the fact that someone so horrible has been able to now affect my future because of his actions. And I think that's why when it becomes really hard, it's because it's on his morals, and it's him that's done all the horrible things, and it's him that's been a dickhead. Yet he's literally, since breaking up with me, because he was with her before that he broke up with me, since being not being with me, he's always been in another relationship. So he's never felt hurt. He's never felt what I felt. And I think I never got closure, and I never got to lash out at him, and I never got to show him how much cheating hurt me. And I've just had to hear it from his current girlfriend, who is the most stunning girl I've ever seen, which sucks. We all don't want to say it, but it absolutely sucks. Because I think you sort of sit there and you think, I wasn't pretty enough for him to feel like he could stay. And I wasn't pretty enough for him to think, oh, Emily's better than that. And like, I know that's horrible, and I know that's sort of me putting myself down, but this is the whole point of Pillow Talk, is you talk open and honestly about what you thought at the time, and of course you do. Someone absolutely stunning is now with your ex-boyfriend, and you just sort of sit there and you go, okay, like, what was it? Because I gave him like my everything. I gave him my everything. Like, I tried so hard, and I was just the best girlfriend that I thought I could be. And you sort of could then only put it down to, well, I just wasn't pretty enough. Because he's just gone for someone absolutely stunning. But, you know, I try not to dwell on that, because as long as you know you were the best girlfriend that you could be, then, like I said, it's on them. It's not on me. It's not sitting on me. I haven't done anything wrong here. It's not that I've not been pretty enough. It's not that I've not been a good girlfriend enough. It's just that he was a twat. A horrible, horrible person. Really didn't want to cry in this one. To be honest, it's inevitable, but I just want him to understand what he's done, and he never will. And I don't think he'll ever be sorry for it either. Yeah. Oh well. Not a lot you can do. Right, I'm going to get on to another topic. Let's change the subject to something a little bit more upbeat. So this actually was a question that I got, actually, to be fair, and quite a lot of my friends sort of ask about it and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about, sorry, I mean my mum and dad don't know I do this, but sorry for any family members that watch this. Friends with benefits. Let's talk about this, because it is quite hard, and obviously all the films make out, and like, you know, all your friends that have tried it are like, have always got feelings. They've always got feelings. And I'm basically going to give potentially my controversial view on it, because it's absolutely fine. Do what you want. But I think where friends with benefits goes wrong is the friends part. Because if you are friends with this person, if you like take relationships and take friendships, the only difference between them is that with a relationship you've got a sexual attraction to that person. There is no difference, right? Because with the friendships you are like best friends with those persons. They make you laugh, you like them as a person, like blah blah blah. The only difference between that and a relationship is that in a relationship you're sexually attracted to them. Only difference. So if you therefore cross that boundary and you start having a sexual relationship with a friend, you are having a relationship, essentially. So I'm not surprised that you get feelings, to be honest, because you're then turning a friendship into a relationship. You've got all the essence of a relationship, potentially, just without actually dating and actually living together. But then when you actually think about it, and a lot of like friends with benefits, you stay, you cuddle, you watch films together, blah 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 blah, you do stuff together. Again, relationships. What is the difference? There's no difference then. If you're staying in each other's beds and you're cuddling and you're watching films together, or you're going out for dinner, because you will still go out for dinner and like you'll do all the stuff that you did as friends, well, you've got a relationship there. Were you really surprised that you start getting feelings? And obviously the problem with that is that if it's only one of you getting feelings, so to be honest, my advice is do it if you want to, but just don't do it with a friend, because you're gonna get feelings. You are. So like, I'd just separate it out. Like, don't cuddle, don't watch films together, don't go out for dinner. Literally just friends with benefits is for the benefits. So literally just do the benefits. Don't do anything else, if that makes sense, because you are gonna get feelings. Dating. Let me talk about dating. So I have obviously been dating for just over a year, and then obviously before my ex I was very much dating. The problem with dating these days is that people are obviously using apps, which I use. I mean, my first video was answering the Hinge questions, if anyone's not got Hinge. Hinge is a dating app where you basically create a profile, but then you answer like weird questions. You answer 3 weird questions, and basically my first video is me answering those questions. So you are using an app, but the problem is that there's not one app that allows you to just solely be on there just for dating, which is really annoying, because you can't stop people going on there wanting just one thing. It's really annoying. You just can't really stop that. So you are always going to get these people that are there for different reasons. The problem is that when you realise that these people are there for just one reason, I mean, don't get me wrong, the amount of guys that aren't exactly subtle is phenomenal. I mean, straight in their first message, like boom. To be fair, I just find it quite funny, and I reply with being like, hi, yeah, no, I'm great, thank you, thanks for asking. I don't normally get a reply to that, but you know. The problem with my dates is that I go on the dates, and I don't know whether it's just me or whether I've just had unfortunate ones. They are quite often not just after one thing. And as soon as I realise that, I basically end the date. And this is what I'm going to say, because, and I don't know whether this is controversial or not, but whatever. So when I date, I go into a date thinking I don't owe this person anything, they don't owe me anything. If they think that I'm not right, then tell me, or if I don't think they're right, then I will tell them, because I want the same. So if an hour into the date you're not feeling it, just like, what have you got to lose in turning around to that person and going, look, I'm really sorry, you're really lovely, and I by no means I'm saying I'm not attracted to you because you're not an attractive person, your personality is rubbish. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying your personality could be amazing and you could be very attractive, but unless you've got that, then it's not really going to work. So don't get me wrong, like I don't literally an hour in go because I give them a chance. But if I'm not feeling it and they're like, oh, do you want to get another drink, then I will be like, look, I'm really sorry, you're really, really lovely, but you're just not for me. Obviously won't say it completely like that, but because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna talk as if the guy is paying, not because that I expect it, but that's just because that's not quite often what happens. If the guy is paying, I don't want to waste his money, especially not in London. Like, a round of drinks is so flipping expensive that I'm like, no, you save that for your weekly food shop, please. Don't waste that on someone that is at the end of the day going to turn around and go, no, sorry, I don't feel anything. Because it is much better doing it to their face over message. I've been broken up with over message, and I've been ghosted many a time. And do I wish that person had told me to my face? Absolutely. So it may sound like I'm being a really horrible person, but I'm not being a really horrible person because I'm saying it to their face. And that's really important, because if I didn't like them, I'd probably ghost them after, well, ghost is a very strong word, but like, I'd stop replying at some point because I didn't like them. You're not going to carry on chatting to someone that you don't like. So I just think with today's dating, my one piece of advice for girls is just like, just please don't take it personally. If someone ghosts you, or someone halfway through the date doesn't like you, or says they don't like you, don't take it personally. Be like, okay, that's fine. Because it just means that you're going on to the next person who might absolutely adore you and might be your future husband. And would you then be sorry and feel bad that that person the date before has said, oh, I don't like you? No, because you've met your future husband. So I just think, like, with ghosting and stuff like that, especially, that's that's always on the other person. Ghosting isn't nice, so like definitely don't do it. But just send them a if you are going to do it over message, just send them a line, be like, look, I'm really sorry, you're a really lovely person, but I just didn't feel it. And that's all you have to do. And you're not being a horrible person because you're saying it to their face and you're being truthful and you're being honest. If someone wants to be horrible and take that the wrong way and be immature, then again, that's on them. If they do just want one thing on a date, and that's very clear. I mean, obviously if you want that, then crack on. But if you don't want that and you're on a date and you feel like they're just after one thing, tell them. Just be like, look, I'm really sorry, you've actually quite offended me because I have not come here for that, and therefore I'm going to go home. When I tell people that I say this, people are like, oh my god, I don't know how you do that, I just panic, or like it takes like a load of confidence to do it. But I don't really understand this, because it's not taking confidence for me to do it, because like I'd much rather go and like get an early night than just waste my time with someone that's a douche. Not really going to say much more than that, to be honest. Yeah, so I've obviously mentioned that my ex did cheat on me. So I'm going to talk about like how I got over that part of it. Potentially I'm still not over it, to be honest, because this cheating information only came out probably 6 months ago, 5 months ago, so I've not had an amazing amount of time to get over it. I think the hardest part for me is that, so I didn't know about this obviously, and I didn't even know about the last one, as in his then next girlfriend. I think the hardest part for me was thinking, when has he done this? Because he was either with me or at work, so he has either told tremendous lies or got into bed with me after, which is possibly the most disgusting thought. So I think getting over a cheating scenario is really hard, because again, you think you're not pretty enough, or you think you weren't worth it, and blah blah blah. But one thing I will say is that it is 100% not anything that you have done. It's not that you're not pretty enough, it's not that you have a shit personality, and it's not that you weren't the best girlfriend ever. It is them. It is in their head. It is what they want to do. It is their morals, their problems, their conscious. Ruined that one, didn't I? I was doing so well. Being really serious. Ruined it. Anyway, it is literally on them. Like, nothing to do with you. So yeah, I just say, like, please don't let it affect you. And if you are going to take someone back that is cheated on you, absolutely fine, but you need to make sure that you are going to trust that person 100%, and you're not going to bring it up again. Because if in an argument you are constantly going to be like, yeah, well, you've cheated on me, that's not fair. And like, that's actually quite a strong thing to say, because at the end of the day they've done the wrong there, but it's not fair for you to take them back but constantly punish them for it. If you're going to take them back, you take them back with a clean slate, and I mean, they're going to have to grovel, and they're going to have to prove, like, make it up to you, and they're going to have to prove why you should trust them, but you are going to have to trust them. because if you are constantly punishing them for it, then you shouldn't have taken them back in the first place. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it there. This has probably been quite a long video, so I apologise for that one, but thank you for watching till the end. I'm sorry for getting a little bit emotional, but you know, that's what these videos are for. But if you have liked it, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you like these deep conversations and they're resonating with you, then head over to my channel for the Pillow Talk series, where I talk really open and honestly about deep topics. But this one has actually been requested on my previous videos by someone, so if you're that someone, and also a couple of other girls, so if you are those people, then I hope this has helped and I hope this is what you asked for. If you have a topic for another Pillow Talk series, then obviously comment below, but I really hope that I've been able to help some people. But yeah, I'll leave it here, guys. Bye guys.